Hey, it's Rob, welcome to Axel's Garage. Today we're on our second video troubleshooting a P0304 code on this 2004 Chevy Trailblazer. Now the 304 code is really a 3.0 code which indicates a engine misfire, and it should also have a check engine light on as well. In our first video, and I'll put a link to it up here, we went through some basic troubleshooting, real basic troubleshooting on that misfire code. Now 304 will indicate that it's cylinder number 4 we were getting the misfire. So what do we do? Real simple. Visual inspection. Just inspect everything, make sure your wires look good, make sure there's no obvious signs of any damage. Okay? Part of that visual inspection, use your nose. And we did notice that we have some funky smell in the exhaust. I called it funky. Pretty much there's like a fuel smell. It's not raw gas, but the exhaust smells richer than it would normally smell, which is a good indicator that that fuel injector on the number 4 cylinder is firing correctly. We hope. So what do we have for that misfire? Well, you got the wiring going to your coil. You got your coil pack, which I showed you in that first video, which includes the coil and a sort of an internal wired spark plug wire. There are no spark plug wires on this vehicle, and it goes right into the spark plug. So what did we do? Everything looked good. We took that coil pack out, no obvious signs of any kind of damage. We buttoned it all back up, and we put a 20-ounce treatment of Techron in with some fresh gas, ran it through for about a week. Problem did not get any better. It didn't get any worse. What we did notice when we cleared the codes, we did that. We also cleared the codes. Code came back up again, and also when you're heavy on the throttle, or even just accelerating, moderate throttle where you're accelerating, the check engine light will actually blink, letting you know that there's a problem occurring right then and there at that particular time. And that's that misfire. And you can feel it, the engine runs a little rough, but it still runs okay where my wife was able to use it to go back and forth to work. So now we're a week or so later. We ran that Techron through, ran some more fresh gas through it, and we're gonna try to figure out whether it's a fuel problem or it's an electronic problem, meaning the wiring going to the coil itself, or the spark plug. So in these vehicles, and a lot of late model vehicles where they have everything is separate for every cylinder, it's a little bit easier to do. So I'm going to show you a quick drawing of what we're going to do. I'm going to open the hood, get the tools out, and I'll show you exactly what we're going to do to try to troubleshoot it. Now, yeah, if I had one of those expensive code reader scanner things with the touch screen that run anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000, yeah, we could test fuel injectors, we could test voltage going to the coil firing right. There's a whole bunch of diagnostic tools you could use. But if you're a regular backyard guy like I am, or garage guy, or actually we're out in the street today guy, and all you have is, a $40 code reader, can you properly diagnose it? You can by swapping some parts around, and I'll show you exactly how that's done. All right, so in the engine compartment, your first step would be remove this little hose here so you don't damage it. Got to take this plastic cover off. All right, next we're just gonna loosen up the clamp over by the throttle body. Okay, and we're gonna loosen this clamp on the other side of the airbox. All right, we got a 10mm bolt, one in the front and one right back there. Take them out, and the airbox comes off. There is a vacuum hose directly under it, and that pops off as you take it off. All right, so once you pop that side off, this side will pop right off. That little hose, there's that vacuum hose that goes into the top of what would be the valve cover. There is some wire connected on a clip. You really don't need to disconnect it. You should be able to finagle everything out of the way like that. All right, so with everything out of the way, you have your coil packs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, thank goodness it's not 6, because that's a little bit of a bitch to get to. We're concentrating on 4, which is right here, 3, and 2. Now our misfire is in 4. Let me show you exactly what we're going to do. All right, so pretty much took a garbage box and I'm going to go and I'm going to put a cylinder, cylinder, and a cylinder. So this is going to be 4, 3, and 2. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take number 4, and we're going to put the number 4 coil here. 4 coil, okay? And we're going to leave the plug in there, 3 plug. And then on the number 2, we're going to leave the number 2 coil in there. I'm going to go 2 coil, and we're going to go 4 plug. And then up here, we're going to put the number 3 coil, right? And we're going to put the number 2 plug. All right, just like that. So what we did, right, was take this coil, we're going to put it here. And we're going to take this plug, and we're going to put it here, because we know we got a good coil here, and we know we got a good plug here. So this good coil and this good plug is going to go in number 4. So we're going to swap this stuff around, and what this is going to do is tell us where our problem is, hopefully. So now if our problem now becomes a P0303, the misfire moved to cylinder 3, that's that number 4 coil, we know the coil's bad. If the new code is now a P0302, right, what did we move? We moved the plug from 4 to the plug to 2, and now we know the plug was bad. All right, if the problem doesn't change at all, then we know we have to fixate on 4. So it could be the wiring going to that coil, or it could be the fuel injector, and we'll have to look there. But this is a real simple way of troubleshooting without any expensive tools. You just swap in some parts around, make a list, write it down, because you'll forget. I've been there. Just do it. Grab an old box, a piece of cardboard, a piece of paper, write it down what you're doing so that you know if the problem moved, where it moved to, and what part you moved to create that problem in a new spot. All right, the first step is you're going to get your wires off. To get your wires off, you got this gray locking tab. So you're going to pop up the locking tab. You're going to press down right in the middle, and you're going to pop that little piece off and hopefully catch it. All right, once you pop that, that's a locking tab. Once you pop that off, you can press the black part and it comes right off. Sometimes they'll even come off without completely taking off the gray locking tab. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. The first one did. All right, there we go. Pop the locking tab right off. Put it to the side so you don't lose it. All right, and then press down the black tab and you could pull it off. So now we got our 1, 2, and our 3 off. You could take the locking tab and you could actually put it back in place, because you can lock it in with the locking tab in place in its unlocked position, not its removed position. The other one's on the floor, we'll find it later. All right, so now you're going to take a 10mm socket, all right, these bolts don't come all the way out. If you watched our first video, you'll see they loosen up. Loosen up like that, and then they'll come about that far. All right, so here's number 3. Number 4, I should say. There's number 4. All right, that's number 3. And that's number 2. And I'm just putting them in order that we took them out there. So now the next thing is going to be to get a spark plug socket, and we're going to pull out the number 4 spark plug, and we're going to pull out the number 2 spark plug. All right, now because these spark plugs go straight down and they're in there pretty deep, you need to use a spark plug socket that's got the rubber boot lift in it so that hopefully it grabs the spark plug and you don't have to reach down there. Makes it easy to put it in and take it out. So here's our number 2 plug, which is our known good plug. All right, and tip of the plug doesn't look bad. Here's number 2, we'll put it to the side. Then we got to reach back and get number 4 out of there. Okay, we're going to take number 4 out. Number 4 should look a little fouled. Okay, not too bad, but it does have a little scourge on it because it hasn't been firing that we know of. Or this is where the miss is. But it really doesn't look all that bad. I guess it might be firing if it's a fuel problem. I'll take a brass brush and I'll clean off both plugs. All right, this one's number 4. I'm going to put this one back in first, and I'm not going to let go of it till I put it back in so I don't get anything confused. All right, so I still have number 4 in my hand. I haven't let go of it yet. I'm just going to clean off the threads, and I'm going to clean off the electrode, the contact, whatever you call it. The Huzmawatzi. I know there's a lot of people, they like when I say Huzmawatzi or they hate when I say Huzmawatzi. But, so we got our plug cleaned off. I'm going to take a little bit of anti-seize that I use on plugs normally. This is a, oh, I'm up here. This is a, where am I? Here we go. This is a Russell anti-seize that you use for, you know, the aluminum fittings and stuff. I love to use it on the spark plugs because when you get it on your hands, it doesn't get all over the place like a regular anti-seize. All right. So I'm going to take number 4, try to slide it into that boot as best as I can so that it doesn't fall out. Nope, not falling out. Remember, it's a spark plug and an aluminum head. You don't need to crank down on it. All right, so I'm going to take the same thing. Here's my number 2 plug, which is going to go in number 4. And I'm just going to give it a little clean off with a wire brush. Don't put too much pressure or anything because you don't want to screw the plug up. You just want to clean it off. All right, with a little wire brush, I'll take my anti-seize compound. Give it a little schmear. All right. I'll put it in the socket, try to get it in there good so it doesn't fall when you're putting it in. Okay, so now we took our number 4 plug, put it in number 2, and took our number 2 plug, put it in number 4. So now we're going to do the coil swap. So these 2 coils are going to get swapped. So here's our number 2 coil. That one's going in the same way. Pop it in. It sits right on top of the plug. Right. Here's our number 3, which is going to go on number 4. So I'm going to take that in. Pop it right down on top of the plug. It slides down on that boot. I'll show you in a second. We put number 4 in the number 3 hole. All right. If you didn't watch the first video, this is what it looks like. Here's your coil, and this boot is what your spark plug is going to go in. It's got a little thing that looks like inside a spark plug boot in it, and this is pretty much how it goes in. Goes straight down and in. A rubber boot can only really go in one place. Sits right on top of the plug. Okay, they roll in hand tight. Now we're going to tighten them up. Again, you don't have to go crazy tight here. All this is doing is putting that boot right down over the plug and holding it in place. It's got a rubber seal on it, but there's nothing really being sealed. All right, and now you're going to plug your things in. I got to go find that piece. All right, so here's this one, plug it in, and slide the gray locking tab back down. This one clicks in nice, slide the gray locking tab back down. Let me find where that other locking tab went. All right, well, I'm not finding that locking tab. It went somewhere. Thought it was nearby, but it's not, so I'm just gonna put that on. It's not going to go anywhere because nothing hits it. All right, so these three are on good. All right, you take your air box. When you put your air box back on, remember this little vacuum hose underneath. So slide it on the throttle body, right, and make sure that vacuum hose on this side goes right down over it, and it's in place. All right, take this hose coming from the air cleaner, put that on. Before you tighten these two clamps back here, you're going to put your screws in, your front and back screw in for your thing. This way, for the air box, this way you can jiggle the air box still a little bit when you're putting those on. All right, going to tighten up the clamp by the throttle body, just like when you were taking it off. Again, doesn't have to go crazy tight, just got to make a seal. And then you got to make sure this clamp and the hose on this side is on all the way. Tighten that clamp down, and then you got this one little gentle vacuum line, which goes right here. Okay, and we're all good. All right, so we started it up, cleared the codes out, went for a ride. Still running rough, still running exactly the same as it was before, which is what we expected. We just wanted to move. Checked the codes, and it went from a P0304 code to now a P0303 code, which means that the Misfire moved from cylinder number 4 to cylinder number 3. That's where we put the coil, right? Cylinder number 4 coil went to cylinder number 3. Plug number 4 went to plug number 2, so we know it's not the plug, we know it's the coil. Now it's easy. Order a coil. Link in the description below. On Amazon, you could buy the Delphi factory originals. They're pretty pricey. I'll put a link in the description below. If you're going to keep the car for a long time, you're always better off going with the Delphi factory originals, or you can go with the aftermarket ones. They're about $75 for a whole set of 6 if you want to replace them all. Usually when one goes, they all start to go. Or you can just replace the one that's bad, and they're offered in singles also. It's all in the link below. Exactly how I swapped them out is exactly what you do with the new one. Real easy. No special tools required, just a little patience. Get them in there. Make sure when you put them in, you slide them straight in so that spark plug boot goes right over the plug, and it kind of doesn't clip on the plug like an old spark plug wire does. There's a spring in there, and as long as the tip of the spark plug is up inside the boot, it's making contact with that spring in there. Real easy. Reset your codes, and you're home free. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Like I said, this was number 2, all right, in our troubleshooting, so we figured it out. Fixing the problem is the same as when we figured it out, so I'm not going to show you that one. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, give us that thumbs up. And if you like what we're doing here at Axel's Garage, as always, subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.